Hello, and welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders, again featuring social distancing. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Matt.
Today we're going to be talking about Foregate. We have today batch 6 of their bourbon.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and click the little bell for the notifications. Matt, what do we have going on here?
All right, so we've got the Foregate batch 6, which is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in a Cognac and Rum Casks. So this was given to us by the Foregate Distillery as a sample so we could review it. Obviously no strings attached. Just want to see what we think of it. So, like I said, this is the Kelvin Coopage 2, which is the same barrels except for a year older. So now they're 12 years rather than last year was 11 years. That was the first batch. So the difference being that one was sherry and this one's cognac, but they were both rum finished as well. So this one comes in at 126 proof, so I get that nice barrel strength proof and no Sarah's.
Nice.
So only available in Kentucky and Tennessee, but also this year they're adding a place called sealbacks.com. So if you don't live in those two states, you can actually get it this time, which is awesome. Or our friends go visit Kentucky like we did last time. Our buddy went to Kentucky and bought us a bottle, which was awesome. So
I was going to say, I remember reviewing Foregate before. We had their batch 1, right?
Yeah. Adam went to Kentucky and got us a bottle, which was awesome. Because Jason had sent us a sample of it for a blind I did with him, and it was really good. And I was like, yeah, get it. It sounds awesome. As I read on Whiskey Watch how good it was, and it did not disappoint. It was amazing. All right, so this one is a 12-year high rye, 74% corn, 18 rye, 8 barley. They use 3 massive cognac barrels and dark rum barrels from the same distillery that they did the first time from the dark rum barrels. They used obviously different barrels because they wanted to use new ones again, but same distillery. It's non-chill filtered and the MSRP is $200 again. So let's see what we think of this one.
Well, first off, you definitely don't get that 120 whatever in the nose.
Proof? No.
No. High alcohol vapors are not there.
At all. I was actually thinking somewhere closer to 100. So
right.
That was actually surprising just based on the nose.
And the first thing I get on the nose is angel food cake.
See, I get raisins and brown sugar.
Yeah.
I get that as well.
Yeah, I definitely can get behind both raisin and brown sugar. This is vanilla and caramel to me. This is very typical bourbon notes, but this has an added layer of both sweetness and an added layer of fruitiness. So
definitely.
That's going to come from the finishing barrels. We know that the rum's going to add a lot of that sweetness, and that cognac's going to add a lot of that fruitiness. But they're prevalent on the nose, which is nice.
So, we got some dates, some confectionery sugar, some more butterscotch, some char, creme brulee.
Yeah, I get that vanilla in the creme brulee. I also get kind of like a monkey bread.
Yeah. That cinnamon sugar, lots of butter.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting this like condensed milk, but also with like a pumpkin pie or a pumpkin bread with some cinnamon and baking spices.
I still get that angel food cake on there, but then as that cognac comes through with the fruitiness, I get the berries, so it's almost like it's like a shortcake of some sort with that angel food cake.
I get that more. Yeah, that monkey cake is a really good. I could eat some monkey cake. That sounds delicious with this.
Monkey bread.
I need some of that monkey. I love that stuff. It's so good.
Pazuki.
Smells great.
Yeah, like a cinnamon ice cream.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
There's this creaminess to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
Very creamy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yes.
We're going in.
There's your alcohol punch.
Whoa.
For me, I love it. I absolutely love that punch in the face. But
wow,
these guys, I mean,
I took too big of a
like it.
The nose was deceiving.
We forgot that the nose didn't, but yeah, it's definitely there. The alcohol's there.
The cinnamon forward on this is almost like a big red, and where it adds that cinnamon punch along with that high proof that it's like eating a mouthful of Red Hots at one time.
This wants your attention.
It does.
Fireball is not going to ask for your attention. It's going to demand your attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's very, very pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Atomic Fireball. That's what it is.
Yes. Suck on that for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
all that.
Yeah.
And then drink what? Apple juice.
Yeah.
There's a sweetness to it as well, and it's buried behind that atomic cinnamon, right? But there is absolutely a sweetness to it as well.
There's definitely a sweetness that cognac coming through.
Yeah, and the dark rum, you can taste that dark rum in there for sure, and the fruitiness.
It adds a richness to the fruit.
So yeah, it's got this like molasses, which is I'm sure it's from the rum cask more than likely. But comes to be the cognac because we got some molasses on that pack 6. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, now that
it's very rich and viscous in your mouth. It's taking over every single aspect of my mouth. And each section has something different going on with me. Like between the red hots and then you got your normal like bourbon notes. And then you got the fruits and the berries coming through, the richness and deep darkness of the rum. It's good. It's complex.
It's very complex.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. And again, this really demands your attention with every single sip. So that makes me super happy. And
so
added a couple drops of water.
Just to kind of see if that changes things up or manipulates things.
Yeah, so I still get some like nutty, some walnut, oak. It's also got this like black currants and maple charcoal to me.
Yeah, that smokiness, slight smokiness to it.
Like that Jack Daniel's single barrel cask strength. That maple charcoal you get on that finish of that's very, I think, fine. I find that in here.
I like it.
It is good. It's really good.
What did the water do for you?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The water actually toned down the proof spike dramatically, but it didn't lose very much at all of the complexity. It didn't lose very much at all of the flavor journey across your palate, but it definitely turned down the volume of things. Okay. It's really, really nice because, again, we were cranked up to 11 the entire palate journey across. So putting a couple of drops of water in absolutely turns the volume down without necessarily losing any of the sound. You're not going to lose the bass. You're not going to lose the mids when you turn the sound down by putting in a drop.
I completely agree. And I like it when a distillery can find a proof that can punch somebody's teeth in, but also leaves the ability to knock it down some, but not lose anything. There's a lot of them that you put some water in there and it tamps everything down, and you don't have the complexity still that you had before you put the water in.
I agree with that completely.
I like how you put water in, and it's not as aggressive.
It just brought the volume down though.
But that's the only difference.
Yeah, the sound is still crystal clear. It's still the same. I like that.
Complexity still there.
Matt, I poured myself a little bit of the batch 1 as well, just to kind of do my own little comparison.
Like I said, batch 1, I got it as a group bottle with 4 other guys, and Adam went to Kentucky and picked it up for us.
Remind us again.
Do what?
Batch 1.
Remind us about it.
Remind us finish and all of that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so batch 1 is the same mash bill as this of your 74-18-8. The difference is this is sherry and rum, whereas this current one is cognac and rum, and it's only a year younger at 11 years.
I can definitely get the sherry berry. Completely different than that cognac fruit. The
dark
orange on the cognac.
On the cognac finish.
I'm sorry, you said the cognac's darker?
Yeah, what do you think?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, this is brighter red berries, strawberry and cherry.
Yeah, kind of like you would compare a winter drink to a summer drink.
Yeah, this is the winter. This is the summer. The best.
Cognac's winter, sherry's summer. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I like that sherry one too.
Ooh, yeah.
And we remember why we love Forgate, because it's so delicious.
And what's the proof on the sherry one?
It was pretty close. I think it's like 127 something, what I remember.
Okay,
so it's also super up there.
First off, the punch is not nearly as high on the sherry. I don't know if the whatever with the sherry casks kind of tamps that down and covers up that punch a little bit versus the cognac
that cranked it up.
It up. but it's there, but it's not gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah,
it's not as demanding.
Yeah, and honestly, if I was going to rank these for you, just knowing your palate, I would say that you probably like the cognac finish more because of the punch in the face.
I do like the cognac punch better. I like the berries that come out in the sherry better.
Yeah.
So I'm half inclined to mix these.
We'll do that in a minute. We want to compare one more thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we want to also compare this batch 6 Blood Oath, because this also has a cognac finish in it. So we want to see what we think of that compared to it.
Yeah, that's a brand new one too. That just came out, did it?
Yep. So the nose is more cinnamon on the Foregate than on the Blood Oath.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's more of that orange on the Blood Oath.
More fruity for sure.
Mm-hmm. Completely different in aspects of minus the rum on the Blood Oath. That rum, I think, brings a darkness, deepness, more richness to the
Foregate.
The Foregate,
Yeah.
With adding that particular rum cask to the mix that the Blood Oath doesn't have. The Blood Oath is not as dark and deep and rich,
It's not.
but the cognac finish on it still is very front forward on the.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the heck out of the new Foregate.
I really like it as well.
Really good.
But I mean, as far as comparing the two, if the Blood Oath had a rum finish as well, that would be a game changer in a comparison with them. But I think the rum finish kind of overpowers the fact that it's comparable to something that's just cognac.
Well, you're saying rum finish. To me, rum finish typically gives a really heavy sweetness.
Depends on what kind of rum it's finished in.
This does not have that super heavy sweetness to me. This is a darker.
It's darker. That's what I'm saying. It depends on what kind of rum it's finished in. If it's finished in one of the uber sweet rums,
Pack 5 has rum finish in it. I'm gonna grab. I should have given you. I just thought about this. I'm gonna combine them and see if we can get it close to the Foregate. And I'll send you some tomorrow, and you can do an experiment.
We can do this experiment later. I like it. I tell you what, the Foregate is very, very interesting, though.
it really is.
And I enjoyed it. It hit me at first, but coming back to it, I'm actually really enjoying that punch.
Well, you took such a big drink.
The nose is very deceiving. It doesn't smell like it's going to be as alcohol forward as it is on the taste.
So the difference is going to be is that we don't know what type of rum finish it was done with.
Right.
We don't know.
Rum is all they tell us. And same distillery is the first one.
Right. And depending on, because I've had rums that are, some are way sweeter than others, and some are just, the sweetness is barely there.
Yeah, like Ron Zacapa. It's just,
right.
you get more of the wood.
Some of
than you
those
do the
sipping rums that are, they've sat in the barrel for a while. The sweetness has kind of aged out a little bit. It could be that kind of rum that they finished with, and it's not one of those heavily sweet rums.
Yeah, it's probably a more natural rum like Foursquare or
right,
like Diplomatico or somebody like that. No added sugar type thing.
Right,
sugar based. It's rum, but not added on top of it. It's just the oak, the sugarness that comes from the sugar cane.
Exactly, and the oak from the barrel that the rum was in could be playing a lot in tamping down some of that sweetness.
Could be.
Yep.
It's just so dark and rich.
I combined the two Blood Oaths. Okay, very, very close to the Foregate now.
Excellent.
So I will send you some of this tomorrow, and then we can review Pack 5 while we're at it, and then you can see this do its own experiment.
Yes,
That's
I would
really
like.
Cool. So
I would like to have that experiment, because
the proof difference, very similar flavors now, combining the two.
Excellent.
That's a really cool thing to do. So if you have both 5 and 6, you can get a Foregate. But that Foregate's still I really like that Foregate. Fantastic job. So yes, it is limited. I think it's around 2,000 bottles again. So if you want one,
get it while you can.
Get it while you can. It is a couple $100, but I think it's worth $200. It's like I think the batch 1 was worth it. So
yeah, it's good.
I was about to ask you that same question. It with the price tag that high, I like to ask, do you feel like it's worth that price tag? I feel like it has the complexity of something that is worthy of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know we compared batch 1 to George T. Stagg and to the Kentucky Owls, and I think it stands up to them. So I think it's definitely worth, and I think it's worth it. I think it's an excellent, unique, different finishes, and different finishes add a lot of money to the price. They just do.
Oh yeah,
those barrels are not cheap.
No, they are not cheap at all. So
even if they are used, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They're expensive. So yeah, I think it's delicious. I think they did a great job, and hope we can get somebody to go to Kentucky and grab us a bottle.
For real.
So Adam, if you're going to Kentucky this year, yes, batch 2 is or batch 6 is one you definitely need to get. The Kelvin Cooperage number 2 is definitely worth the money. So I would definitely.
Whenever they let us go.
Well, that's true.
All right.
That's a good point.
Yes, indeed. It's still only April.
Yes.
Well, that might be May. Depends on when I release this video.
That is true.
I don't know where it's going to be in the queue, but it was April when we filmed it.
Yeah.
We'll go for Thursday.
Awesome. All right. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and be sure to hit that little bell to let you know when we're on next. Until next time.
Keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass.
Cheers.
It is a delicious whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.